Owning a home in many Canadian markets has become an expensive proposition, and it's why more people are purchasing a property with a partner as a way to get into the market. Here now to talk about co-ownerships is our real estate expert, Sandra Rinomato. Are you seeing this more and more in your business?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I counsel quite often some buyers on this, and you know, they come in and they think it's a great idea. They were having a pint and say, gee, I'd really like to buy a property because I'm sick and tired of renting, but I don't have enough down payment. I can carry a mortgage, but I don't have the down payment. And the other person says, well, I have the down payment, but I can't carry the mortgage on my own. Let's team up. And it's a great way to start accumulating wealth, building equity, rather than paying rent, especially when you're young and just starting out in your career. Or quite often it could be, you know, you're newly widowed or divorced and you can partner up with a friend. It can work out very well that way. It could even be parents with children helping their children. So you've got boomers and seniors who aren't making any money, or this pension and all that isn't enough to live on. They want a secure investment and they're looking to real estate for that.
So good idea, but you have to be smart about it. You have to know what you're getting into.
This is a business venture. So you would never go into business with someone without a contract. And really you need independent legal advice. You should go to your own lawyer and I should go to my own. Let's figure all of this out before we even start house hunting, because you want to know what's involved. There's so many things to know. For example, how you register on title. Now, spouses would typically register as joint tenants, which means they have the right of survivorship. So if one of them dies, it automatically conveys to the other person without having to be probated or anything like that.
But this is different.
But this is different because you're with a friend or a business partner. You want to register as tenants in common. That means I can bequeath it to whomever I want. It's part of my estate. But here's the thing. If you don't have an agreement in place, let's say a buy-sell agreement. So as a corporation, you would have a shotgun clause. But in here, you can also stipulate how that goes down. So it's years down the road, something's happened, the house doesn't meet your lifestyle needs anymore. Maybe you've taken a job across the country or fallen in love and you want to move out. So what do? So now you should know ahead of time exactly what it's going to cost you, what your obligations are, before you have that conversation with your partner, because no need to get them all upset and worried. If you know exactly what it's going to cost, you can have this conversation with your new spouse and say, okay, this is what we have to do. So for example, in a corporation, you would have a shotgun clause. So I'd say, Marcy, you know what? I'm going to buy you out on April 1st and at $1 million. And you have whatever, 30 days to respond. Well, you can turn around and say, you know what, Sandra, I really like this house and there's equity, I'm making more money now, I'm going to buy you out at $1 million. And that's it, it's done, fait accompli. But what it does is it keeps me honest. If it's $1 million property, I can't say, you know what, I'm going to buy you out at $750 and take advantage of you, because you could turn the tables on me and then I've sold the house for a lower price.
We're seeing now, because, you know, the way the economy is and maybe people having less money, disposable income, you know, to work with, do you think that that's why we're seeing more of this, more of co-ownership?
I think so, and I think young people are a little bit at a disadvantage, so it works well for them. But
get into the market.
Get into the market, but also I think boomers have a lot of cash. We've heard $75 billion thrown out there, and a large proportion of that is held by boomers and seniors. So they want to invest, and I think it's a great idea. You want to help your kids. Kids can't do it on their own quite often.
When is it not a good idea?
You know, you have to be on the same page. So if you guys haven't sat down and really thought about this and talked about it, is this going to be short term? Is it going to be long term? What if? What if this happens? What if that happens? Or let's say you have a couple of first-time buyers. Some people think that's my specialty, so I have a lot of experience in it. First-time buyers, and they say, oh, we'll just buy something that we can renovate. Okay, if you don't have deep pockets and you have no experience at this, you probably don't want to take on that project, so you might want to think about it. But clearly outline, this is your role in the partnership. You will pay 50% of all of the expenses. You will take care of the snow removal. I'll do the lawn. These are the rules for cohabitation. Like, these are, you know, you don't eat my food, I won't eat your food. You can bring guests, but you can't have a party without asking me for whatever those situations are. But here you go. You have a situation where you're renovating, and it's like, well, I'm too busy to deal with the contractors. I'm too busy to run around and find tile. I already found the tile, and now they're not coming in for 6 months. So all of those things, if you underestimate the amount of time, the amount of money that's involved, it can be disastrous. And let me tell you something, just a little bit of money or a few arguments in that vein can really destroy a relationship.
Indeed, it can. Good advice, sage advice. Sandra, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You can read about co-ownership on Sandra's blog, and that is on our website, canadaam.ctvnews.ca.